Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.
Hello everyone, welcome to episode 4 of Conversations to Have with Your Advisor. Today we are going to be discussing about how a person can reach $1 million corpus. This seems like a very aspirational goal for a lot of us today, and we'll also be discussing the financial freedom that it gives us once we come there.
Yeah, I think, like you rightly pointed out, financial freedom is a big motivator to get us to $1 million, right? Or whatever that number is for each person. When we think about what financial freedom means, it's mostly that we have some flexibility in terms of career choices, in terms of how we're earning money, or at least not worrying about these things. And if you were a 50-year-old today, and you wanted to retire with $1 million in hand, what does that actually mean for you? I think that you're looking at a lifetime income of roughly 3 lakhs per month. So for somebody who is earning say 35 to 50 lakhs per year, this is at least what you should set as your retirement target so that you're able to maintain that kind of lifestyle even once you retire.
So, if you actually see earlier in the previous generations, retirement meant more like downsizing your lifestyle, or your children took care of you, or you were getting a steady income via pension. But today, a lot has changed. We are noticing a lot of people whose aspirations grow as they achieve financial freedom or retirement. They want to take up more of traveling. If they have children abroad, they want to visit them. They're also looking at having a residence in another country and wanting to migrate there. So given that there are so many goals that actually upscale after you reach retirement, it is important to see how you can achieve these milestones in the prime of your working years. So as your career goes up, you need to find a way in which you can optimize your savings so that you can enjoy your retirement and have better aspirations for your retirement and have your dreams fulfilled.
I'm going to pick up from one of the things that you brought up, which is that post retirement, some parents do have to travel because their children are settled abroad. And that doesn't just happen automatically, right? There is, in most cases, some planning involved in that development, which is that you do educate your children abroad either for their undergrad and postgrad or just their postgraduate education. And over time, this has become more and more expensive because even today when we were looking at say Harvard's website on what your tuition and living expenses could be like, for graduate students it's something like $55,000 per year on tuition, and for undergraduate students it can range anywhere between $30,000 to $60,000. And over and above this you have your living expenses, right, which could again be another $30,000-$40,000 per year. So if you are educating a child abroad, on their undergrad expenses, you're going to sort of be looking at anywhere between $250,000 to $350,000, and for the postgrad education, you're looking at another $200,000. So that's a significant amount of money that's going towards education alone, and that can't happen by accident. And I think that's where the $1 million corpus really helps, because if you had that money set aside, then you can sort of at least finance some part of your children's education expenses from that corpus.
So what we were noticing earlier was that in the older generations, the parents were migrating to the places that their children had settled abroad, and they were gaining a resident status at that point there. But today the younger generation is being a lot more proactive, and they are looking for residence by investments and also investing in business ventures abroad. So to give you an idea about how this would be, this would cost you somewhere around $1 million in the US and 250,000 euros across Europe. So this can give you a lot of financial freedom in terms of looking at this corpus once you have achieved it.
So far we've covered a lot of ground in terms of what the motivations are to really get to that $1 million corpus. So we looked at first maintaining your lifestyle, having some sense of financial freedom, supporting your children through college, as well as now we've looked at residence by investment programs. I think the motivations are fairly clear, but as an investor and a saver, I'm sure we're all wondering how do you actually get to that $1 million, right? Is it just like this elusive number that's hanging out there? What is the way to get there?
So there are a few ways in which we can achieve this. The first step is to have a target. We have been discussing about $1 million, but that number could change for you. So first set that goal for yourself. The second is try to align your investments in terms of how your career grows as well. A lot of us look at usually spending the money that we get towards our day-to-day lifestyle, and we don't really plan much for the future. So as your career starts picking up and once you start getting a taste of success, it's important for you to ensure that you're channelizing your savings also rightly, so that you're not left towards the end and where you're pressed for time and you might not be able to achieve the goals in spite of working so hard. And lastly, starting early is the key, because compounding is your friend and that is going to help you achieve your goals.